wisdom as we make the decisions that are important to this organization. Lord, we ask that you bless the decisions that we make. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. Brings us to item number 2, approval of the minutes from the June 12th meeting. That was in everybody's packet. Any changes or comments?
She's not here. Should I walk through that?
If not, do I hear a motion they be accepted?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That be unanimous.
Jersey, like 10 years.
What's that?
I need to sit in the middle over there for this meeting.
All right. John, item number 3, divisional reports.
Okay, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I would like to let Mr. Wood do the division reports. He has done a very good job of putting them together, and we all benefit from letting him do the report.
Keith, you're on the spotlight now.
All right. The natural gas division, we started a new testing program with Pipeline Integrity Partners. That's Kevin Cartwright that's going to do our OQ training and testing. We were with GUDA, that was Georgia Utility Training Academy, and they lost their trainer and didn't renew our contract, so that's why we're looking for a new trainer and tester. They installed a couple of residential gas taps. They repaired 30 grade 2 or grade 3 leaks. These were found during the residential gas leak survey earlier in the year. Grade 2 and grade 3 are small leaks that do not require immediate attention. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to those as non-hazardous leaks, but I don't really consider any leak to be non-hazardous. They had, sometimes you'll hear us refer to killing gas taps, so they removed 30 inactive gas taps and meters. We still have quite a few of those to go, but they're working on that pretty continuously now unless something pulls them off. The natural gas meter change-out program, there were 45 meters replaced, and they're working on that just about every day, and we've got quite a few of those to go as well. Sometimes we can change out more meters than we can get coming in. There's a lead time on that, as you probably would guess. And also the management team, GIS mapping personnel, Heath and Associates, John Piazza with Southern along with all the gas workers have been gathering information in to aid in the application for the second cycle of grants with PHMSA. In the administrative division, we sent out an RFP for a retail rate study that's due back towards the end of the month. Truist Bank also upgraded their platform for lockbox services, and a new contract was awarded to a new company for the flexible benefits. Sometimes you hear those referred to as the cafeteria plan or the 125 plan. There were 15 employees that you see all the names listed there in your reports that were awarded service awards during our Freedom Celebration breakfast. Water division, they repaired 2 water leaks, installed 6 new water taps, 5 sewer taps, and then after all the rain, they performed some maintenance on the sewer lines and had to perform some maintenance. There was a 6-inch valve replaced at the water treatment plant. They installed a rebuild pump at the raw water pump station at Lake Raven. We're continuing to work on the service line inventory, and the surveying for the new water tank started as well last month. In the electric division, they started spraying for vegetation. They installed a new GOAB switch near the PRTC office on Anderson Drive. New poles were installed at 4 locations. There were 4 poles. 2 of them were at the PRT, in front of the PRTC office, and there was a service pole on Marion Street. And there was 3 new security lights and poles installed on David Street, Gant Drive, and Sullivan Street. They've installed all the jumper wires on the top side of the step-down transformer, and they CAD welded the ground cable at Mill Street. And they're trying to get ready to bring that transformer back online. They repaired wires on the square that were damaged by a subcontractor that was working on the courthouse restoration. They did some boring over there and failed to use the 811 service. So they found some wires that we had hid down there. The work on the tanless system's ongoing. Tree trimming is currently on the Fleming Circuit, and they were on Fleming Street here a week or so ago. There's been several loads of steel for the bus structures that have arrived and been unloaded at the Hunter substation that we call Delivery 5. And they had to repair or replace various pedestals along the river that were damaged by the flooding from all the rain. And that's all the reports for June.
How long are they going to be working on the courthouse? Any idea?
Forever. No, I think they've got probably, last time I talked to Dale, probably another year's worth. I mean, they got to put in an elevator. I mean, they got a lot of stuff to do. Now, not a whole lot on the inside rather than the elevator, but I don't know if you've been watching it or not, but it's pretty slow moving. So I would think probably at least another year they'll be working on it. They got to finish all of that. Then they're going to, do a lot of painting and stuff like that. So
somebody told me what the new windows were going to cost, and I told one of the county employees, I said, I wouldn't be bragging on how much the windows are going to cost.
I hadn't heard that number yet. Was it
$800,000.
Wow. Some really nice windows.
I said I wouldn't be bragging about that. The taxpayers aren't going to be too happy about. Of course, I know a lot of that's COVID money and other things, but still, $800,000 just for the windows.
Wow. Page.
And I think the
Just kidding, just kidding.
You didn't hear that.
Unconfirmed number.
That's an unconfirmed number. That's hearsay.
Okay.
That's hearsay.
And I do understand that the county is trying to find another funding source to redo the inside. All of this is exterior with the exception of the elevator.
The surveying started on the site for the water tower. So what kind of timeline are we looking with that?
Have you had a chance to do anything? Have we got that back yet?
Yeah, I've got the survey back, and I've got the title examination back. There's really nothing on the title examination except a bunch of right-of-ways. I'm just making sure they're down near the road, not running.
We've already got an agreement with the property owners, so.
I think we had put in the agreement about August 31. I talked to Mark about that. I talked to Will about it. I think in the agreement it's either August 1st or August 31. I know. We'll get it done before either one of those days.
Okay, good. All right, John, Item number 5, May financials.
Okay, y'all will bear with me. It's been a while since I've done the financials, but if you will go to page 4 on the balance sheet here, you'll notice we have gained approximately $3.7 million in assets over this time last year. And that has to do with a lot of the grant money that we received. You go on to page 6, the P&L. I think we're in one of those shoulder months where we don't have a lot of energy or water or sewer service sales. So, but it's very similar to what we did last year, and actually it's improving a little bit over some of the years. So, I think that's kind of to be expected this time of year. Moving on to page 11, capital expense. We're a good bit under, and I think most of that has to do with the fact that we didn't buy as much natural gas this year that we thought we were going to have to buy. So in a way, that's sort of a good problem. So.
How's natural gas? Is it come back down any?
It came down and it's gone back up a little bit now. And that's kind of what they're expecting it to do, is gradually go back up over the next several years.
We probably won't get back down to the $3 a therm,
It might, late fall or something.
Yeah.
Right now, probably what's driving it up is and it's probably held off a little bit because June wasn't as warm as it normally is.
What does 100 cubic feet cost?
Sir?
What did 100 cubic feet with $1.21 time?
Yeah, it has been.
How much is it now?
$1.22. We just looked at that today and it went up to, I think it was $1.34. It's gone up a little bit.
It's gonna come down when they make them take all those gas stoves out.
Hopefully that's a long time coming. So.
Yeah, the stoves are just kind of I think more of a line in the sand with the gas companies. I think it's like 15% of the gas that's used is used for cooking or whatever, so it's not a real big amount, but they don't want the stoves to get taken out and then they start after water heaters and furnaces, and I mean that's like the starting place is the way the lobbyists are looking at it.
And checks over 1,000. If y'all have any questions about that or the rest of it, I will do my best to try to answer.
Do I have any questions on the checks over 1,000? Not, do I hear a motion that we accept the May financials as presented?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. That'd be unanimous. All right, John, item number 6.
All right, item number 6. As you may be aware, our policy says if we have an employee that wishes to attain certain educational credentials and it relates to his or her job, that we traditionally have agreed to pay for those educational things. So our excellent IT network administrator, Travis Simpson, would like to continue and finish his Bachelor of Science degree in Network Engineering and Security Programming through Western Governors University. It's an online university, and we would recommend that we approve this contract. Just some of the details. He estimates that the total cost of this degree would be $25,000. And just to remind you, for each semester he completes in this program, he is obligating himself to 1 year of service at the CPW.
1 year, I thought it was 5 years for every semester.
We can make that notation on here. But, you know, obviously Travis is doing a super job, and not just for us, but the city of Clinton, city of, City of Union and the city of Newberry. I had Clinton on my mind. But we would recommend that we approve this contract and get his degree on track here.
How many semesters do you think it would take to finish the degree, Travis?
So WVU does like a self-paced sort of thing where you can take as many classes in a semester as you want. So, and you test out of them. So as soon as you finish one class, you can start the next one. So they sent me a thing, it said 6 terms, so that's 3 years. So I think I can get it done in less time than that, but that's what they estimated, what they said it would take.
How many semesters in a year? Just 2?
Well, they go on 6-month terms, so it's like, so if I start in August, it'll go till January, February, so, or March.
So it could be 6 years.
Yeah.
Could be 6 years.
All right. Any discussion? Not, do I have a motion that we accept the employment education contract for Travis?
So moved.
Second it. All in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous also. Okay, John, that brings us to item number 7, resolution 23-02.
Okay, just to familiarize yourself, I think most of y'all are familiar with an organization. It's the South Carolina Association of Municipal Power Systems. There are 22 municipal power systems in the state of South Carolina. These are either cities or CPWs that own their own electric system. SCAMPS, or the South Carolina Association of Municipal Power Systems, represents 21 of those cities. The city, Greer Commission of Public Works chose not to be a member of this for some strange reason. We can't figure out why. But anyway, SCAMPS has been around since 1972. And we have gone back, all of the other cities have gone back, and there is no contract, there's no documentation for what SCAMPS does for each city, does not do, or anything. So this resolution authorizes me to do a couple of different things. There are 2 agreements. One is the membership agreement, which kind of spells out what they will do for us. And they act primarily as our mutual aid organization. Whereas if we have a big ice storm and we don't have enough resources to handle this ice storm, we make a call to the SCAMPS organization and they call other either neighboring utilities or out-of-state utilities and say, we need help here in Lawrence, and they coordinate all of that. So that's a very, very valuable part of what they do. Also, they put on a conference a couple of times a year where all of these members get together and we discuss issues that are important to the electric utility industry. Also, for the first time, the SCAMPS board, which I just rolled, actually I'm still on the board, but I was president for the last 2 years. But what we have agreed to do is to actually hire a full-time person that will have the authority to act, or actually the authority to speak for these member cities in the General Assembly down in Columbia. We have a person that devotes probably less than 10 hours a week to SCAMPS, and the Municipal Association has lobbyists that try to keep an eye on bills and whatnot down in Columbia that would affect us, but obviously they can't devote enough time to really make it a worthwhile thing. So the SCAMPS board has agreed to fund a full-time person that would go around to each of these 21 cities, help them with various things, and also keep up to date on all of the legislative activities that are going on down in Columbia, and really kind of bring this organization along. There's a similar organization in North Carolina called Electricities. They probably have 100 employees, and they do a super job of training and doing a lot of things. As a matter of fact, we use them for training, but we're trying to bring SCAMPS up in South Carolina so that it'll be a lot more beneficial to these customers, to each member city. Now, we pay about $1,600 a year for this, which is nothing for what we get for it. Now, hiring this additional person will cost additional money, and we won't know exactly until all the cities agree to this, but all of this resolution is doing is authorizing me to sign those agreements. And I think the actual agreements were included in your packet, but it's basically, you know, this is what SCAMPS is going to do for us and that sort of thing. And the other thing is the services agreement that spells out exactly, you know, what they're going to do and the job description and everything for this person that we're going to hire. So we've been talking about this on the SCAMPS board for probably 3 or 4 years now. And we've finally gotten pretty much everybody in agreement that that's what we need to do. As a matter of fact, I even spoke with the Greer folks at the PMPA conference, and they said they might be willing to come back in. If they said it, you know, it didn't benefit them, but you know, obviously the mutual aid is worth the money by itself. So we would recommend the adoption of that resolution.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion we accept Resolution 23-02 as presented?
So moved.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Once again. Sir? Thank you. All right, item number 8, conduct policy.
Okay, we are bringing this before you, not for any specific event that happened at CPW, although from time to time we do have customers that don't behave appropriately. But there is an organization or a group of people, I'm not sure how they're affiliated, but they call themselves the First Amendment Rights Auditors. And what these individuals do is they go to public buildings, county offices, They've been to the Greenwood CPW. I think they've even been to the city of Lawrence. And they deliberately try to antagonize employees, and they're filming them the whole time. And they're trying to get them to say something, or they really want to get arrested because they post all these things on YouTube. And they get hits on that, and somehow or another, that's how they get money. I really don't understand how YouTube works, but they get money for it. And some of these things, you know, they might have 1,000 hits on it where people are looking at it because people get all upset and, you know, all this sort of thing. So, as a matter of fact, at the SCAMPS conference back in June, the Municipal Association attorney recommended that we all adopt this policy that basically says that there are certain activities that we won't prohibit on CPW property. And don't know if you had a chance to look at it or not, but I'm just going to read a couple of them here. These things are not prohibited. Taking multiple pictures or videoing on CPW property without written consent. And that's kind of obvious. Unreasonable, vulgar, hostile language or gestures or anything like that, we're not going to allow that. Unreasonably loud and expressive behavior. Just kind of the stuff that you've probably seen on TV. And also, we're going to put up some signs in the lobby to designate certain areas where if people want to video, they have to stay in a certain area. And we're also going to have a sign that says only CPW customers conducting CPW business, CPW employees, and invited guests are only allowed on CPW property. But we feel like this is something that we need to add to our policy to protect us in case some of these people decide to visit and make a nuisance of themselves.
That was in that Uptown little book, wasn't it?
It was, yes, sir.
But the way I took it, you can come into public place, like you can't go back in the offices, but you stand in the public place and do it. Or if a crew's working out on the road, they can photograph them and try to hurt you all.
That's right, that's right. Now, I don't want to speak for the Greenwood CPW, but for whatever reason, their lobby, the doors were open, and, you know, so they just walked on back and started talking to people in the office there, and, you know, what's your job? What do you do? Why do you do that? And, you know, just being aggravating. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why, I forgot how long ago, but a couple years ago, we put all those locks in there and got everything sealed up so people can't just wander around. So, anyway.
I would just caution everybody out that works in the field, if they start feeling them, not to say anything harsh to them, you know.
Yeah. But that's what they try to get in your face, and they try to upset you and get you to say something.
If they'd come when I was working and come in the plant, we have some product from out the door. They just try to agitate people.
But that's what they want. They want you to do stuff like that.
So we need to vote on.
We do, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Is there a motion that we adopt our conduct policy for CPW property? Second. Everybody second, and everybody raise right hand. That'd be unanimous too.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That brings us to item number 9, executive session. Your motion, we go in executive session, return to public session, call the chair. All in favor, raise right hand. That'd be unanimous also.
How's Tom doing?
Good. Yeah.
He's behaving himself. Trying to.
Yeah, out there we've got nice flowers.
I don't anticipate anything after executive session.
Okay, thank you. Oh,